culture is actually damn good.
We're not urinating on fire.
You can stop asking that question. I'm going to be calling the defense.
What I talk to Russell about is none of your business.
Both games.
Tank Bowl in Week 4. What the hell has this world come to? Well, when you get a team with a tremendous 180 in defense against the football equivalent of the Great Fire of Chicago, you get a must-watch shit show for all ages. It's here where we ask a question. How the fuck does Vance Joseph keep getting work? He's accomplished absolutely nothing as a coordinator, and his horrible schematics have turned an elite defense into a sieve. Denver isn't just making Justin Fields look good, they're bringing him back to Ohio State. It's so nice of Vance to pay it forward. He realizes Fields is on the verge of bust him and is showcasing his talents for a future trade. Denver fixed Russell Wilson. The cost was everything else. And now it's a 28-7 game in the third quarter. Well done, Sean. What were you saying about Hackett being a hack? I'm experiencing deja vu. It should be a positive moment for Bears fans. Unfortunately for them, Chicago enjoys nothing more than chemically castrating them every week. It's not even one element that falls, it's everything that collapses in on itself. All in attendance forgot that the Bears' defense is excrement. And that might be a generous assessment of whatever's assembled out there. And unfortunately, everyone forgot that Justin Fields makes brutal decisions with the football. A botched fumble from him recovered for a Denver touchdown. Game tie. But Chicago does have control of the game in their hands. They're pushing the ball down Denver's throat and are in field goal range. Yet ask me this. It's a 4th and 1 at Denver's 20 and you're going for it?
They go for it. And I don't think he got there.
You go out a fucking shotgun in short yardage and telegraph the most obvious play in the world. Why is it so hard to take the damn points? Of course Denver's gonna capitalize on it. Guess what the Broncos do, Eberflus? They take the points! What a shocking concept as they steal the lead. Now panic time is in the air. Of course, we all remember their quarterback is Justin Fields.
Santos' career long is 55 yards. Pressure coming. Fields over the middle. Intercepted! Picked off by Jackson, and he goes to the ground!
You seriously wasted what could be the best performance of Fields' career against a Vance Joseph defense. You seriously pissed away a 21-point lead due to what can only be described as sheer arrogance. Matt Eberflus, may I give you some advice? Don't even try to pack your shit. Leave Chicago as soon as you can. The city has declared open season on you starting at midnight. The fans are assembling lynch mobs for you and Luke Getsy. This was special, and Bears fans want more than blood. They want your soul. Couldn't we just simulate this shit pile on Madden instead? I'm a depraved enough soul to enjoy Super Tank Bowl, but the common fan would find this to be torture. The Bears scraped by because they have some semblance of a pulse on offense. And Carolina is somehow even shittier than I thought them to be. Their only big production on the night was on a punt return. Jesus Christ himself would cast the Panthers off for being a blight. This scheming by Frank Reich is absolutely terrible. Bryce may be getting flack, but no QB could do well on it. This is anti-offense. A black hole void of anything resembling life. Chicago didn't even do anything special, just allow DJ Moore and Deontay Foreman to get revenge by existing. Carolina's defense is destroyed by injury. And it's gotten so bad that Blake Martinez was revived from scamming people on Pokemon cards. Chicago wins and they win even more. They have Carolina's first-round pick. Scott Fitterer made that trade but rejected 2 firsts for Brian Burns a year ago? Makes about as much sense as Eddie Pinheiro kicking a 59-yarder when his career long was 56. This game happened? I thought it was banished to an endless void. It's kind of how it played out. An endless void. Plays just happened. Carolina, with a supposed all-star coaching staff, only made the Titans' defense look like all-stars. The very least, we get to see King Henry rumble against an opponent again. An increasingly rare sight these days. It was 17-3 Tennessee at half, and it was pretty much over from there. Second half just kinda existed, I guess. Carolina was only down by 7 points, but their offense, like most weeks, just shut down. Be awfully nice if they didn't keep on doing their drives with holding penalties, or continuing to kill Bryce with sacks. You do realize you lost to a team that went 2 for 11 on third down, right? The Titans barely lifted a finger and the Panthers were still ruined. Frank Reich isn't just lost, he's destroyed out there. Fitterer is fiddling with himself as he burns draft picks, and David Tepper is pissed after the game. If you want somewhere to start, I'd recommend a hard look in a mirror. This was a game that fit Tank Division like a glove. Two teams in the middle of death spirals clinging on to dear life. At least that's the case for the Buccaneers. Carolina's just dead. Don't even try to resuscitate them, this is a benevolent form of mercy. It's been a good bit since I've seen an offense so pathetic. Most teams will have some form of inept blocking, no receiver separation, and middle school scheming. It's very rare to have it all happen at once. We found the fucking holy grail. Tampa Bay was doing their damnedest to lose this game. They were like a dad trying to underhand a ball to a 2-year-old, but Carolina kept whiffing at these soft tosses. These are the Panthers we've come to laugh at. The outcasts that everyone fucks with on a daily basis. It'd be sad if they didn't do every single thing to themselves. The Bucs had lost 6 of 7, but the failure of their opponent was too strong. We hunger for blood. This is Carolina's version of the first overall pick. Good lord, what a game of football we've just witnessed. In climate-controlled conditions, both passing attacks not only sputtered and crashed to the ground, they set themselves on fire after the fact and ran around in circles. Bryce Young is completely broken, shattered into a million pieces and scattered by the winds of misery itself. This dude literally can't do anything. His offense isn't shitting it, he's missing wide-open targets. Repeatedly. Even if Carolina got 200 yards of rushing in garbage time, the whole damn offensive philosophy's in disarray. Wernicke ain't got nothing on the chaos taking place here. Now, if you simply scoreboard watch, you'd say it was an easy Saints win. It wasn't. New Orleans' offense is as much of a travesty as usual. Derek Carr played through several nagging injuries, and it's making him look even worse. Are we gonna talk about how he was averaging 2 yards an attempt in the third quarter? Even his own linemen are going off on how useless he is. Should be thankful Bryce is taking the heat off him. New Orleans was so bad they had to touch over 200 yards of offense. The Saints more or less won because the Panthers are sludge run off from the old Coke plant. Yet despite how shit they are, they can still make the playoffs in the god-awful NFC. Another team that frustrates me to no end. Winner of this game will hold superiority over Tank Division. This is one of the most damning testaments to how painful the NFL has become. An actual division of an elite American league will be held by its version of an old lion or the scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz. If only Atlanta had a brain. Passable quarterback play, proper scheming. What the hell is that? Easy touchdown for Tampa, but remember this is Atlanta. What do you mean they actually threw the ball to Kyle Pitts? Yep, that's it, someone's getting killed in the locker room. Both teams want to lose. Tampa Bay's out here tossing the ball 5 yards behind the damn line of scrimmage on a 4th and short. But Atlanta can't do anything with it. So they can just rely on Younghoe Koo. Or not. Good offense? Do you expect that from an Arthur Smith team? His game plan involves a damn monkey banging cymbals. As Younghoe Koo somehow blew another kick. Oh no, you can't get bailed out by talent again. Poor Arthur. Given enough time and the Falcons' defense finally breaks. Rashad White in a long touchdown to give Tampa a 2-score lead. But that's not enough for Atlanta. They have to give the home crowd more false hope that perhaps they can win it again. Arthur Smith can escape his own incompetence because he actually used Bijan on a drive. The Buccaneers managed to move into field goal range, but not much more. and it's now a 5-point deficit for Atlanta. Cue the Bucs secondary turning into Swiss cheese. Todd Bowles isn't much better than Arthur, you know. Desmond Ridder does something somehow, and they get a touchdown. Life cannot end. I want to be free. Bad news for the Falcons fans in attendance. Do you know what Baker Mayfield does best? Pull up his big boy pants and lead a clutch touchdown drive. It's almost routine.
35 seconds. Mayfield to the end zone. It is caught. Otten. Touchdown.
The Bucs are going to win. This is the most hilarious outcome imaginable. Atlanta should have, at minimum, a 3-game lead on this division, but Arthur Smith is an idiot savant. Heavy emphasis on idiot. Tampa Bay, who had lost 6 of 7 before last week, now leads a living testament to relegation.
Wow.
This is Tank Division. This is art. Embrace the shit show. Just feel the excitement in the air for this pivotal Tank Division matchup. Tickets available for less than a Subway sandwich, and still the fans are socially distancing themselves from the stadium. Pouring rain, 2 shitty football teams, one led by the new age Dan Snyder. They should have honestly been paying people to come to this shit. There's nothing that makes my depraved heart swoon more than endless punting. It was entering true greatness. Until the Falcons ruined it with a long touchdown drive. This organization fucks up everything, and I hate it with every fiber of my being. It's only 7-3, but the Panthers are so useless that it feels like 28-3. If this were any other team, this game would long be over. But you forget that this is Atlanta, their QB is garbage, and their head coach probably has an intellectual disability. Implosions are to be expected. Oops, Bijan fumbled the football. That means Arthur's taking away his ball-carrying privileges. Carolina can't do much of anything with it, but they do kick a field goal. Now, all Atlanta has to do is keep the ball safe as they move down the field, and the game is all but won. Do you seriously expect the Panthers to score a touchdown? You underestimate Desmond Ridder's ability to be shit.
Here comes Ridder. He was just able to get away from the pressure, but he throws a pick. Taken away by Xavier Woods.
Taylor Heineke's got his flaws, but he sure as hell wasn't throwing that kind of puke. Using your best weapons on offense? Preparing for the elements? What are you, crazy? The defense is simply going to buckle and fall to shit on some of the most obvious ducks that Bryce Young can throw in these miserable conditions. Carolina's in field goal range. The Falcons are choking again. Jesus Christ, don't just fire Arthur Smith, throw him in the ocean with concrete shoes.
We'll try to boot the Panthers to a win and deliver a huge blow to the playoff hopes of the Falcons and give Chris Tabor his first win as an NFL head coach, and he's done it.
You lost to the Panthers. This team fucking sucks. I had them winning the division. What the fuck is wrong with me? This team couldn't even beat a 2-year-old in a game of Connect 4. What the fuck is going on? Jesus Christ. Worst passing offense against the worst passing defense. Only one can retain their title of suckitude. And it's looking like Washington's not only holding that belt of shit, they're packing it in and making hotel reservations in the Bahamas. Next to no one on the commies seems to give a shit. And it shows by folding 20 points to the Jets in the blink of an eye. It's less New York doing well and more just taking advantage of fuck-ups. Sam Howell, how do I put this? In 2 weeks, he's gone from the potential future QB of the franchise to wondering if he's even going to get another serious chance. His gunslinging abilities are shooting less than blanks. They're shooting his eye out. Carson Wentz in the clutch vibes. And Rivera's still trying to win in the blaze of glory, so Jacoby Brissett goes back in for the burnt Faker Mayfield. It's still a 20-point game. There's no way Washington's coming back into this one. With Jacoby's backup Brisket, be serious for once. The Jets blew it? What the hell? I know their defense has stopped giving a shit, but to the point of active sabotage? Okay, this is getting a little too ridiculous for our liking. New York's keeping Saleh and Douglas around, so they'll get the final drive for meaningless platitudes. Just kick the damn field goal and end this shit.
In his 12th NFL season to try to save the day for the Jets from 54. Good snap, good hold. The kick from zone line is good.
Game that shouldn't have been close to a game. Both teams should be given L's for the spirit of Tank Bowl. Much shame to the Jets. I'd be bashing the commies just as hard, but their secondary's doing more than enough of that for them. At this point, we know what the Cardinals are. A team that's just counting down the hours until they're free for winter break. Not like me when I was in school, to be honest. They sit for the last few days watching movies and dreaming about playing Xbox. It's fine, just let Justin Fields get some highlight tape for the offseason. Maybe delude the Bears into thinking he's still their savior or something. Kyler, he's kinda there, I guess. Both teams are merely auditioning players for next year, and Arizona's got a long way to go. Attempting to come back in the end, but too late to return from the abyss. This is the paper soft schedule that still has Chicago somehow on life support for playoffs. It's a win, but it doesn't really ruin their tank. Carolina's pick is still intact despite Joe Barry's attempts at sabotage. The greatest prize indeed. Oh great, so the Saints finally bothered to show up for a crucial game. Am I supposed to be happy for them or something? They've been doing this kind of cock-trapping all year long. New Orleans gives us a game or two where they manage to not get in their own way. Everyone thinks this is finally the moment they get their shit together, and they respond by getting in their own way. Repeat this scenario about 4 times and you have the Saints season. A thoroughly complete and dominating win crushing their foes beneath them? Who the fuck has this been all year? The way they treated Tampa Bay, they should have won this division weeks ago. It merely shows the mercurial nature of the Bucs. They had a golden opportunity to claim a win and rest starters next week, but it turned into Baker and melted immediately. No contest. New Orleans just shit all over Tampa, setting the stage for 3 shitty teams to have a chance at the NFC South. When tank division starts to get bland and pointless, by God, it reels me back in. It's the uninspired dreck that feeds families. Now watch the Saints stay on brand and choke next week away. Philly does win a noble consolation prize in locale of the week at minimum. It's very fitting. This award implodes on command like they do. But the real benefit is to a 4th team. With the Cardinals win and Panthers loss, we can officially declare the 2023 Tank Bowl champion. Back-to-back winners, the Chicago Bears! They didn't even have to lose a single game to do it. May the Panthers shit show burn bright for years to come. Tank division is coming to a head here. Tampa Bay wins it by default if they somehow don't shit it hard against Carolina. And Atlanta and New Orleans will be eager to pounce if things somehow implode for them. To Louisiana we go. The New Orleans Saints special. Do absolutely nothing until it's far too late, and then flash the incredible upside that had the fan base interested at the start of the year. I'm gonna be completely honest, all you did was put Atlanta out of their misery. The Falcons have been so mismanaged this year that even Arthur Anderson couldn't fudge the numbers in their favor. I'll give them credit. They do a tremendous job finding ways to not only lose, but embarrass themselves royally in the process. Why are they still trying to make Desmond Ridder a thing? These shitty passes he's throwing are benchable at the high school level, yet Arthur Smith keeps mocking us all for rightfully calling him shit. All this talent on offense and you're trusting it to the equivalent of town drunks and village idiots. Hell, the defense has been giving up big plays ad nauseum as of late, so why not keep it going? What a shitty football team and what a shitty way to waste everything given to an ungrateful fuck. I need to apologize. I underestimated the incompetence of the Falcons when I thought they'd win the division. I will never do so again. But what's truly important to the Falcons are the sanctity of unwritten rules. Arthur Smith's having a pissy fit because the Saints dared to get a struggling player his first TD on the year. I have a better idea, Arthur. How about not running your offense through Jonnu Smith, you fucking hack?
No.
So you took care of the trash while your head coach cucks to a petulant child. On brand, it's too late to control your own destiny. You need to hope the Panthers can play football. Good luck with that.
Calling both games.
I finally have good news for the Carolina Panthers. It's over. The season from hell can no longer hurt you. Only the memory of it will bully you from within for time eternal. You wonder why no one in Charlotte gives a shit about this franchise? This game is an example of why. It's a fucking comedy sketch that Monty Python would have written up. Witness how you get a well-orchestrated pass from Bryce to DJ Chark, screaming down the far sideline, diving for the end zone, and then fumbling the ball away just before he crosses the plane. Tampa recovers. Don't worry, it's by one failure, get more free today. Experience this great running play by Raheem Blackshear, sprinting for a touchdown, only to be undone by offensive holding. And then Bryce is strip sacked on the very next play. Not scoring a single goddamn point in the final 2 games, reiterating absolute failure. Scott Fitterer is obviously losing his job, but you wish that David Tepper could be fired as well. He's the head of this cancerous hydra, and until you take him out, the Panthers are screwed. Tampa Bay played down to competition so hard you'd think they were in the third circle of hell. But Carolina's just so bad that they won by all but default. Congrats to the Buccaneers on winning Tank Division, said no one whatsoever. You seriously expected fucking Carolina to help you out? They can't match shapes, they're so neurologically damaged. I'm supposed to have sympathy for the Saints? With the bullshit they pulled all year? Your punishment is Dennis Allen and his clown crew staying put in the greatest failure of all. Enjoy your stay in football hell.